Locked it up. It's time for Grand Final. Space Station's been on a run, a tear, looking like it's 2021 once again, looking dominant in today's game. But OpTic Gaming stands in the way. The green wall, 3 lands back to back to back. The champions on top looking down upon everyone. The true test for Space Station starts now.
I did promise the people at home I was gonna say something. We got to that level 10 hype train, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It's grand finals time. Stellar immediately getting that sniper. I'm not sure who was able to get away with the camouflage, but already we're seeing sniper on sniper crime. It's formal on one side with OpTic Gaming, then you have Stellar with the sniper here for Space Station. You know I love me a good sniper duel.
And so far, Stellar's been phenomenal throughout the day. It doesn't feel like this guy can miss, and I'm telling you, the best sniper in Halo Infinite at the moment. Stellar can absolutely change a game at any moment, any time when he has this gun in his hands.
Ooh. Another body shot leads into the BR, taking down Trippy, who was chasing him down. Meanwhile, off the screen, it looks like Eco advancing that flag as far as possible. APG trying to chase him down, but the last player that was in position, APG of OpTic Gaming, ends up hitting the black screen. Nobody gonna stop Eco from punching this one in. That's a 1-0 lead for Space Station once again.
It shows how power weapons can really swing a game. The difference is Space Station got control both the power weapons, put those snipers to work. OpTic Gaming seeing the respawn. Just 3 kills for the players on OpTic Gaming. On the other side, Space Station, everyone's getting their turn on the kill feed, pulling flags through, and it might not just be one, Tony. They're not just satisfied with one flag. Eco's trying to push the second one through.
Eco able to advance that flag over toward the mid side, not able to relay, but looks like Stellar has his back, and he almost has Lucid's head. Does Eco? The body shot gonna connect. Eco can't quite turn the corner, and Formal is already hawking that from across the map. So now the rest of OpTic Gaming not able to push for the return right away, but still able to counter pull that one out. Formal turns around, says, hold this for me real quick, as he drops the plasma grenade. The rest of OpTic clear out Space Station. And now APG continues to run that in. The return is in, but OpTic are going down.
A tough spot for Formal right there. They thought they had the snipe spawns blocked, but Eco comes off spawn, is able to get on that sniper and uses it to equalize the numbers and prevent that flag from getting too far gone. But the follow-up's not quite done yet. It's a camouflage Trippy that was able to pull this flag, and he's got it halfway.
Timing just right here for OpTic Gaming. They're putting Space Station 2 down. Lucid was the first one to fall, but the rest of Space Station are struggling to get to the 50% portion of the map, and that's exactly where that flag is starting to move. Space Station Gaming might have pushed the first one in, but OpTic with the quickness tied things up. We have a game once again.
That's so quick on that response as well from OpTic, and it just shows that OpTic, sometimes they're going to come out the gate cold, right? But one play can change everything, and to me it was Formal pushing through, getting behind enemy lines, getting that casual stick that changed everything. And now it feels like they have this map control once again. They have the power weapons to push through. It's essentially an even game where they have that bit of advantage that they're going to try to get a game leading score from.
Just barely missing out on the no-scopes does APG, but the sticky grenade finishes off his opponent. Even the S7 connecting onto Eco, forcing Eco to back down, and once again OpTic with all of that damage, taking that 50% map control, taking over. 17 seconds until camouflage and 2 snipers end up coming up, and APG is fighting for it, but he's out of S7 ammo.
Camouflage coming up in 5 seconds. Space Station has to find a solution to steal this one away, or else OpTic Gaming is going to have a real chance at just getting another flag away. And I didn't suspect the thing. APG was just waiting. Camouflage is down in the middle, but blunders like that from Space Station are not going to lead to a successful game.
And we know Bound got that movement, but he just moonwalked his way into APG, making that kill easy. And of course, Lucid somehow, through all of the chaos, was able to grab a hold of that active camo. The shots does take down one, and he almost gets taken down himself. Bound slides in to trade out his life for the active camo, but Lucid was ready with the repulse, and Lucid lives. now in the back of Space Station's base. They end up going 3 down. Trippy does stop with that flag, but the spawners from Space Station Gaming are still gonna have to deal with OpTic and of course Lucid with the S7.
And Lucid shows it's not the kills, right? That's not what's important. It's staying alive and using the sandbox. No one in the game's better than him, than understanding what he has at his disposal and how he can use that to stay alive. Staying alive, getting that sniper away, maximizing that effect with camouflage. And although they're not going to get a flagpole and bring it home, what they've done is they put Space Station on their back foot. OpTic Gaming's knocking on the door. They're the ones looking for an opportunity to pull a flag and get this game lead.
Space Station Gaming spawning on the snipe side. As of right now, it looks like all of OpTic just looking for that information, and once they gather it, we'll see the collapse coming in real soon here. Pings left and right as Stellar trying to give information to his squad. Eco starting to advance forward. He sees Trippy and Formal caught on their side of the map. Once Space Station Gaming get the kills that they're looking for, they're going to advance forward, but so far, I love how much respect we're seeing out of both of these teams. Look how slow they are to try to take any kind of space on the map. This is much different than a typical Argyle, a typical matchmaking Argyle match.
It feels so odd how we've seen the teams really just keep building pressure in the mid map. We haven't seen a lot of expansion from either team yet, and it's because every time it feels like a team pushes forward, we've seen an immediate response. But that could all break open for OpTic Gaming because of Trippy having this camouflage sniper and being able to push forward.
The last time Lucid had this combination, they were so close to running that flag forward, but Trippy was the one who couldn't quite turn the corner with that flag. Now Trippy fighting for his life right now to stay alive with this camouflage, getting chased down by multiple members of Space Station Gaming. Half the members of OpTic now on the kill feed. Space Station Gaming want to play through that, but Lucid is guarding that 50% portion. Lucid with the S7 lining it up, can't quite find the shot he's looking for. Space Station Gaming getting aggressive here. Formal being chased down, somehow gets the melee onto Bounth. Finally, Formal ends up being taken out here, but so much damage being done by OpTic before going down. They're so scrappy when it comes to that damage.
Oh, I love this from Penguin. He doesn't stop to think for 1 second. He's sliding, treating the map like ice, getting in positions, and just trying to capitalize on damage that his team put in. For the last 4 minutes, we've seen very slow, methodical Halo pushing up to that mid-map, but then Space Station, they throw a change-up, changing their pace once again, playing a bit faster, and just pushing their resources into the base to find an opportunity to pull.
Looks like OpTic getting aggressive once again. Space Station Gaming caught on their back foot here. Penguin, couple shots onto Trippy, grabs himself that grapple. He might be able to use this to make a great escape, but somehow finds the flank onto Formal. Formal still trading out his life there, so Penguin ends up going down. And with that numbers advantage for OpTic Gaming and camouflage coming up, APG needed to value his life, but wasn't able to get the kill. 1 more second, camo's up, and Trippy is right on it.
And the last 3 camouflages have really been not in question for OpTic Gaming. They've been on top of them, but they haven't been able to really capitalize on it, and it's been because of Stellar. Every time the camouflage has gotten forward, he seems to find them, and well, Stellar, he's got the camo eyes, man. You are not safe. Trippy seeing flashbacks to his last camouflage disappearing.
Stellar getting tagged up with this S7. He's gonna double back, but getting shot from the right to the left. Nowhere to go for Stellar, and Space Station Gaming, 3 members removed from the map here. OpTic already advancing that flag forward. Lucid is watching the long haul side and watching the spawners. Good God, headshot onto Bounth, body shot onto the second, finishes Penguin off. Space Station Gaming back-to-back 3 downs. That's gonna spell another flag cap coming in for OpTic Gaming, 2-1.
Stellar's a snake in their grass, got behind enemy lines, but there's no follow-up because Formal's hunted him down. And now with just 3 minutes left, we saw how much effort it takes to get a flag. It feels like things have to go perfect, and you're just quickly running out of time.
Double kill.
My gosh, Lucid, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my. So close to getting the triple kill, but the double will be enough, because OpTic have shown multiple times that they're willing to stay on their side of the map. They're willing to make sure they secure their kills before advancing forward, but somehow Eco sneaks right past the green wall, right past the fence, advancing his flag all the way towards the pistol side before finally getting stopped short there. Now we see Camouflage once again coming up very soon. Lucid and the rest of OpTic, three-man push onto the pistol side. They're gonna have an easy route from their vent to the Camouflage. Where's Space Station Gaming?
Lucid's truly a Swiss Army knife for his team. Whenever they need him, wherever they need him, he does. He gets the job done, and able to track down Stellar before he can get positioned with that sniper rifle is going to change everything, giving him another 7 bullets to work with. Tony's always a recipe for disaster. Lucid's heating up. He's hitting shots. He's everything that OpTic Gaming needs.
Whoa. Snipe, killing,
everything, and killing, including a killing frenzy now for Lucid. And at this point, now he's flirting around with a little bit of a running ride, just 5 more kills away from doing just that. Space Station Gaming can't worry about that. They need to just push up, and that's exactly what Penguin Bound and Stellar are doing. You have a minute and 20 seconds to try to cap a flag on Argyle, arguably the hardest of map to do just that. Finally, Lucid hits the black screen. That's going to be huge for Space Station Gaming. They have to continue to grind forward, Bound onto the S3 side. Nobody in sight just yet. He looks like going to start the pull, but looks like a player spawns right behind him. That's going to be bad for Bound and SSG. He has to fight with absolutely no shields. The rest of them pushing in. Looks like they're not able to take down Bound. Bound somehow gets his shield back. Now advancing that flag forward. The rest of SSG are watching his back. Finally, OpTic get back in the fight, and SSG just weren't ready for that.
Form just wraps the corners, and I'll take you all on. It's a 1v2. He gets 2, stays alive. The flag's still out, and Bound has a sniper to look for the players that are overextending, but is it too late? Can he get the touch at the last second? Bound keeps it in play, but OpTic Gaming, they're winning the slays.
It's a 2v2 situation, and Eco goes down. Lucid flies right in for that return. Stellar not in position to pull that flag. So once again, 14 seconds here. Luckily for Space Station Gaming, if they do manage to cross the map, they will be able to trigger sudden death. The problem is crossing the map against OpTic Gaming, who have literally built a wall, a line in the sand. Nobody able to leak through here. And with that, it looks like OpTic will win it out 2-1. SSG weren't able to force the sudden death.
Phenomenal start from Space Station, right? They come out the gate swinging, able to get both sniper rifles, keeping OpTic in their back base, get a flag home in the first minute and a half of gameplay. But after that happens, OpTic just never looked back, right? And I think it was really Lucid that made the big difference, getting the sniper rifle, winning a couple crucial fights with it, and just staying alive and constantly applying pressure. We saw so often that Stellar and the rest of Space Station got to that mid-map, but they just weren't quite able to answer from there. And I think this is the play that changes everything, in my opinion. That formal stick, once he gets that, you know that flag's coming home, and OpTic Gaming just do what they do best, winning flag games.
What I was really impressed by was the pace of the game between both. Like, both teams were willing to slow the game down, really to like a snail's pace. We saw them like earn every single inch on the map as they slowly push like from one quadrant to the next until eventually getting towards their opponent's base, really taking their time, which I think is going to be the meta now for Argyle. It's what, 3 long hallways. It is so tough to gain real estate on your opponents, and once you're pulling that flag, it's kind of easy for them to get a line of sight on you, especially if you're not starting it with like a camo run or something. I was really impressed with the slow, methodical, almost like a chess game, with the way both of these teams were fighting for every last portion of the map.
I think the difference is that OpTic really put priority on keeping their rooks and bishops, right? The pieces that have long abilities to just run across the board. The sniper rifles in Lucid's hands, the grapple to make plays on the follow-up, everything just went their way. And now we go to the classic, right? Pit Slayer. We know how fast things can change in a moment's notice. Winning the opening fight is crucial for teams, and while Formal's got the rockets, and he has done some incredible things on this map.
Well, it sounds like OpTic have been playing chess. Meanwhile, Space Station they're trying to find the board right now. You're down 0-1 in the series. with that OpTic already starting with the early lead, but
Snipe.
luckily for Space Station Gaming, they have a Stellar, and that's tough for anybody to deal with.
Formal has just been waiting, and Green just pray that someone pushes him. He finds one person, and they have the drop shield. Now, great awareness from Formal, not just to rip the rocket.
Double
In fact,
kill.
has that patience. He's gonna get to make it
kill.
3. Formal changes everything. A patient play to an overkill.
Overkill.
Formal, are you kidding me?
Halo, Call of Duty, Apex, Pong, or chess, it doesn't matter. No matter what the game, Formal is going to thrive, and he is going to slay. 11-6 run now here from OpTic Gaming. An overkill 5-0-1 by Formal himself, even throw an assist on there as he finds the backside of Eco. Easy flank coming in. The rest of Space Station Gaming looking to just extend forward and try to get out of that spawn trap. The problem is that right now OpTic seems ready for it. Space Station have to headbutt and rush right through it. I'm not sure that's going to be possible. Formal taking a lot of damage, coming back with the green gun. Penguin wins that fight, but Trippy comes out of nowhere.
OpTic has to be a little bit frustrated with how this has played out. They had Formal get the overkill, get into the base, but Space Station knew what to prioritize off their spawn. Off the overkill from Formal, they immediately push all of their numbers towards long haul, overextending and
Double
getting control
kill.
of OpTic Gaming's base. So although OpTic was able to get that overkill, get the lead, and start pushing, Space Station has the perfect counter, is able to get this game back to even, and are still pressuring OpTic in their spawn.
OpTic been able to break down Space Station Gaming. However,
Double
SSG have been
kill.
keeping it close, fighting back at every single turn. At the end of the day, it's only a 2 now, a 3-kill game after Trippy taking down Stellar with overshielded rockets coming up. If OpTic continue to dominate the map control, maybe that's how they grow their lead. As of right now, Space Station Gaming having 2 members not in position to defend either one of them, and one ends up going down. So I can only imagine rockets, rockets and overshield. They're probably in the hands of OpTic, but Eco, of course, Eco coming out of nowhere.
APG's trying to stay alive at Snipe, but I don't think Space Station's gonna let him live for much longer. The overshield can't do enough, and that's gonna mean Space Station has access to their sniper off spawn once again. And you're gonna see Stellar probably trek his way over there, or maybe exchange it with Bound at some point, or maybe you just let Bound do Bound things. He's able to find Formal. And we're back to about even pacing, but Penguin has control of the Sword Room. You're gonna see Space Station allocate their resources to the left side of the map, towards Sword Room, and they're gonna beg OpTic to push, right? And the second that they push, their trap will spring into action.
Big kill come out of Bound to take down Formal right there. Like, not only do you get the sniper out of the hands of, you know, one of the hottest players on OpTic, but I mean, yes, slowing him down must be priority. He's 11-4 right now, really feeling himself. You have to make Formal and OpTic feel uncomfortable, because right now they're looking just that. They are looking comfortable with the way they're navigating through the map. Bound still having that sniper for Space Station Gaming. Formal trying to find any kind of avenue to push forward, but does he recognize there are multiple members of SSG surrounding the sword side?
I love how Pit can just change on a moment's notice when you feel the tension building on the board, right? They're moving the pieces to the center board, but now they've offered up the pawn, and well, Lucid took it, and they're starting to run forward. They're gonna try to break open the middle of the map and start flooding into Space Station spawns.
Just a 2-kill game here so far. Lucid commanding the troops, letting everybody know there's a player locked in the sword side. The rest of OpTic Gaming are busy getting kills onto Space Station Gaming's map. It looks like Eco and Bound, the first ones to go down. Eco comes right off the spawn and then immediately takes a sniper bullet to the knee. Stuck in the shoddy side is Eco. He must be feeling right, left, center. It doesn't matter. Everywhere he goes, he is being addressed. There are reticles trained on him. But it looks like now the SSG is spawned up. They push OpTic right back, and OpTic, they're fine with it. They say, hey, look, we got a 4-kill lead. They're the ones who have to make a play. Let's just back right back up, get our kills the way we've been doing it, and it's so crazy how, like you said, they flip from offense to defense, and it is working here for OpTic Gaming.
Oh, Lucid almost able to rip that overshield off Stellar, but it just shows you Space Station constantly had to refill numbers in the sword just to break OpTic Gaming out. And OpTic, they just had a sniper, they had a heat wave, they had a player of it BR ready for the attack. And Stellar, he used that opportunity to get underneath, pick up the overshield, use that to at least get a kill and to make things into open ground. But you're gonna constantly see on Slayer in particular players move themselves into sword room because of how powerful the position is.
APG getting caught over toward the bottom side. That's bound to award the kill for that one. Currently 9 and 8 with 1 assist to go along with it. But the man of the hour is Oddball. He just continues to add to his already ridiculous stat line. He has 17 kills at the moment. He has about half the kills of OpTic Gaming by himself. And mind you, they still have 14 kills left. Like Formal, what's the record for Slayer in a grand finals as far as kills? Because it seems like Formal's trying to go for it right now.
As how many kills on the map is there for him to can he get the 30 is the question, right? Like, is there 30 available? I think what he needs 12 kills. I want to see it. Formal. Get 12
no
kills.
Shot.
Get
He has
that 30 buff.
30 in a Slayer.
Though,
no shot.
Imagine though, Tony, it'd be so hype. You have to ask yourself the question: is it hype? If it is, do it. And now, well, Formal, his whole team's going down, but sometimes you can do some things in a 1v4. Immediately pushes into that back base, right? He's getting behind enemy lines, trying to take as many 1v1s as he can while his teammates come off spawn. And although they go 3 down, because of Formal's flanking play, they're able to recover and prevent Space Station from really catching up in the feed.
And even though he wasn't getting the kills, he still got about 2, almost 3 assists in a row right there. So still putting down damage. But what an angle coming out of Stellar, threading the needle on that one to take down Lucid as Space Station Gaming look to claw their way back in it like they've done so many times. You're down by 4. OpTic only needing 9 more to go. You have to play, what do they say? Near perfect Halo? I feel like that's I feel like that does apply here.
There's still some room to work with in your Space Station. 9 deaths until this game's over, and while Stellar has the sniper and he's equalized the next one, and when he's able to hit, he hits hard. Expect Stellar to keep flying forward, but Lucid just crouches underneath the shot, preventing Stellar from completing his reign of terror.
But it's still OpTic Gaming. They're up by 4 at the moment here. Eco somehow getting away with that overshield. The problem is, there's what, maybe 25% of it left. Trippy just waiting for anybody to push forward with that S7. Even Formal with the rocket. So I'm really worried for Space Station Gaming. You find yourself down by 4, and you can make very little mistakes at the moment. And so far, so many power weapons, so many resources in the hands of OpTic Gaming, and clearly Trippy knowing exactly what to do with it. Takes the head off of one from across the map, and now working on the rest of the players that dare try to take over his tower. However, Trippy ends up going down here. Formal lining up with the rockets. You're talking just 3 more kills needed for OpTic, and APG is going off with that double kill. That brings us to 48 kills, just 2 more for OpTic Gaming.
Really, Space Station's just run out of runway, right? They don't have any more flexibility. They have to play perfect, and well, with Formal having a rocket, you have to imagine it's just a matter of time before he gets them to game point.
And Rocket not gonna do much there, but the BR does. Penguin the first one to go down for Space Station Gaming, and it looks like APG is on the hunt. There it is, a pure gentleman, the way he's able to just escort his opponent to the kill feed, and down 0-2 are Space Station Gaming.
Now, some moments flash in the pans from Space Station where we thought something could happen, but Formal just proves to be too much. Is just so dominant in his way that he controls the map, and usually he does that because of this weapon in his hands right here. So often they're gonna feed him the rockets because how effective he is at just knowing how to use them. You know, it's easy on paper, but execution is flawless from Formal. Able to shoot around the shield, long range for the second one, and then while everyone is so spread out on the map, he just doesn't care. Perfect nade shot to get into the triple, and then he's just gonna take the challenge. The help comes through, Penguin goes down, and it allows the rest of OpTic Gaming to push forward. This is one of the most textbook overkills that you can get. Just every thought process, every synapse fired was perfect execution. Formal gets them that early lead, and they just never stop from there.
What always impresses me about both OpTic Gaming and SSG, that, you know, any player can pop off, and I think the reason for that is the way they're built. It's not built around like one player. Like, you know, obviously Lucid was MVP, and you even see Formal going off for I don't know, 23, 24 kills that game. But it's like it goes game by game, it goes series by series, day by day. And we've seen Trippy have his day. We've seen APG absolutely destroy. It's all about that teamwork, coordination, game planning, and whoever's the hot hand, great, put the power weapons in their hand, let them go off. But what really shines about both of these squads is that teamwork, is that willingness to play, you know, for your teammate, play for your brother in arms, and always have a game plan in. I think that's what makes OpTic and Space Station Gaming so special.
And Formal went right for that sniper, Tony, and that's what you want to see from OpTic, right? Keep that confidence, keep cycling into those power weapons, and try to put them into use. Now, on the side of Space Station, right, you have Stellar on your team. You know what he's able to do. Get him the sniper, but hey, if Eco's going to hit shots like that, I'm not going to complain, Tony. What a whip from Eco.
Eco firing a couple warning shots at Trippy, forcing him to back down, as this is Space Station's final chance to make this a grand finals right now. You're down 0-2 in the series. OpTic Gaming have been absolutely lights out at every single turn, the same way that SSG were looking as dominant as they did in that elimination bracket finals. It's kind of like how OpTic Gaming have flipped the script on them, but SSG, they love them some King of the Hill. So far, really good on this first hill. OpTic Gaming, where's the counter?
OpTic trying to coordinate their numbers all at once. Notice how 3 players are coming in from 3 different lanes. They spring their trap. They're going to go, and they're going to be able to take control of the hill. Great effort on coordinating your way through, but you still have to win the slays on the follow-up. And unfortunately for them, they just couldn't find Penguin. He's able to punish them, get control of the sniper once again, and Space Station takes control of their domain.
This is the Space Station Gaming that we expected to see so far this entire series, and maybe it took them a little bit to kind of warm up, to stretch those thumbs, but looks like Space Station Gaming taking the first hill, and Penguin sending 2 flying into the air, but Trippy off the top rope drops that grenade. OpTic Gaming already ready for the C side, and Lucid pushing all the way up towards the A side to make sure that Eco goes down, attacking this overshield from multiple angles. Somehow SSG weathered the storm, but did APG somebody just stole that overshield? It looks like it's gonna be bound.
APG tries valiantly to get towards that overshield. It all starts with the play that Lucid makes, right? Trying to get towards A to get that pinch on the overshield. Unfortunately, it just takes too much damage, and the numbers just don't quite add up for OpTic Gaming. Too many resources are allocated, but hey, there's always a counter on a map, Tony, and that's what I love from Lucid. We talk about sandbox control and who's the best in the game. It's no question Lucid. Anytime he needs something in his toolbox, he will reach in, grab it, and use it to neutralize advantages that opponents have.
OpTic Gaming may have gotten first progression onto the second hill, but Space Station Gaming get the kills, clear things out, and now they're taking the lead on the second hill, looking to go 2-0 right now, but APG's shot is not one to mess with. It looks like Space Station Gaming gonna find that out the hard way. OpTic take control here. He makes it all the way towards the tower side, thinking it's wide open. Apparently it is not. And somewhere out there, Penguin does scope right to the legs of APG, chasing down OpTic as well. Trippy, and with this is an absolute fight for any kind of seaside control. Forget the hill right now. Now it's just about staying alive.
And so often, especially in the lower ranks of Halo, everyone thinks it's a fight for the objective. That's what these gunfights are about. But no, Halo, in the grand scheme of things, it's all about spawns and controlling the spawns of the game. So we see essentially 3 cycles of gunfights that happen back to back, and it's all fighting for that back tower control. You want to be able to control that spawns, and so far it looks like Space Station's going to be able to establish the back C spawns, and OpTic's going to have to find a break.
With spawn control comes the kills. With kills comes that objective time, and Space Station Gaming obviously have an advanced understanding of just that as they clear the seaside. However, they need to watch out. APG once again grabs a hold of that overshield. So now when OpTic Gaming are pushing for the break, they have those extra shields to work with. APG not wanting to headbutt the dummy side. He knows that Space Station Gaming are expecting just that, so he's taking a wide flank, maybe wasting a little bit of time with this overshield, but by the time he gets into play, he should be able to do damage. First shot onto one, a couple shots onto the second. It's not going to be enough. OpTic go 3 down, Space Station up 2-0 in this game.
Great idea for an APG. I think the execution just a little lackluster. He had 2 grenades that he could have used to bounce into that hill. He was just feeling the pressure of that hill. It was just about to be captured, but if he just calms down a little bit, throws those grenades, I think he has a real opportunity to get 2 picks and then potentially fight for the 3rd.
Well, as of right now, Space Station Gaming going at OpTic, which, by the way, OpTic, I mean, at one point in time, you said they were the best King of the Hill team in the game right now. So the fact that Space Station Gaming are going at OpTic at one of the best game types, fighting for their grand finals lives right now, is quite impressive. Space Station up 2-0. They understand what's on the line. They are looking for that bracket reset, and so they're not out of it just yet. Every time you doubt Space Station Gaming, they turn the corner on you.
This is the swing hill, right? Hill 3 always so important because going down 3-0 is a death sentence on King of the Hill, right? Just because of how you're able to play. You don't necessarily have to focus on the objective anymore. You can make the game a slayer and just try to milk the time off the clock. On the other side, OpTic Gaming, you're still in this game. You have to capture this hill, though, if you want to still have a chance to take this in a sweep.
APG somehow able to stay alive, and with that he's able to do even more damage, trying to keep his teammates up, but eventually Formal hits the black screen. APG being left alone there. He's going to be hunted down by the rest of Space Station Gaming. Lucid tries to get any kind of value out of his life, but just not enough. Luckily, Trippy with the overshield, he's gonna start yet another push. Although Space Station Gaming were finding those kills, OpTic just coming in like a horde of zombies, and with that overshield, that's quite a strong zombie.
Extra shields, you know. I played some Left 4 Dead. I know what a bloater looks like, you know what I'm saying? We got some big zombies over here, but at the end of the day, Space Station just thought they had enough time not to have to worry about the overshield. They thought they were going to capture it before it could play much of an impact, and although they were close, that just doesn't end up being the option. And Trippy, he's used that extra shields masterfully, triple kill, and well, it looks like they're going to be able to win the swing hill. OpTic Gaming, from the moment of disaster, just 1 second away, we're able to capture the hill and make it just a 1 capture game.
Trippy coming in out of nowhere, right through the heart of Space Station Gaming, down by 1, but OpTic take that momentum, things shifting in their favor. APG gonna be the first one into this hill, but the rest of Space Station Gaming are well positioned to get the kills. Formal from across the map takes down 1. Stellar is not able to get his kill, and with that, Penguin gets left alone, and that's 3 down for Space Station Gaming. Eco still pushing forward, trying to get these easy shots, trying to tag up OpTic while they're still off balance, but OpTic Gaming are winning some of these engagements, and eventually that's going to convert to some hill time.
And right now, OpTic has the better position to fight for this hill, and if you're Space Station, it's about having a multi-pronged attack, putting players in multiple positions to try to outflank and get crossing shots on the players of OpTic Gaming.
10 seconds left for overshield. It looks like Trippy getting right into that fight with the heat wave, down to 1 shot, but still staying alive, being a nuisance, making sure that Space Station Gaming have to always turn their back and address him, and by the time they do, the rest of OpTic move right into position and cover each other. OpTic so good at that multitasking, so good at covering each other. That teamwork is too strong. They get overshield about half the progression with this hill time and a ton of map control, but SSG, they too scrappy.
Well, 4 go down for OpTic. SSG, this is their chance to put some separation. But look at the spawns from OpTic. They got an A, so they're going to have immediate access to fight for this hill, while Space Station have to track to get their numbers into a defensive position. Can OpTic take advantage of this timing situation?
2-1 lead, still in favor of Space Station Gaming, and they're getting valuable time here. The problem is that they're not getting the kills to back it up. It looks like Eco does win his individual gunfight. That pulls APG right off of that right off of that hill and force him to get that kill, but he does it. The rest of OpTic Gaming get their kills. Now they're just putting a line in the sand just to and making sure that Space Station Gaming have to make the hardest route possible to get anywhere near this hill. And with that, it looks like they're gonna tie things up at 2 apiece. OpTic Gaming have taken the last 2 hills, and with 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, one might say this next hill could win it all.
It's always a fight for the spawns, not necessarily the objective. Space Station got OpTic 4 down. It looked like they had a great opportunity to capture that hill and try to put this one home. Instead, OpTic Gaming, they win the spawn battle, right? They're able to get towards A, and they have instant access to fight once again. It makes all of the difference. That advanced timing works in their favor. They're able to get the advantage in that second hill, and now almost halfway to capturing their third.
What a stick by APG right there. And Stellar has nothing to do but to just run right into him and force the trade. He is able to do just that, but great stick coming from APG. Great job for OpTic slowing down Space Station Gaming, and already 30 seconds off the clock. Like I said, I mean, there's a chance that this hill could be the last one that we see. As of right now, OpTic are winning those engagements. They're getting a hold of the overshield. Space Station Gaming having nothing working for them right now. They need to make something happen, as Eco doing everything he can to stay alive. Does end up forcing a trade. Overshield is out of play. Space Station now having the numbers, and Trippy forced to back down right into the hands of Stellar. OpTic 3 down. Space Station Gaming taking control.
OpTic have, you know, the advantage on the map right now, halfway to capturing 2, but overall, Space Station's played the better King of the Hill game. When we look at the macro, the top down, it's been a great performance from Space Station, but the clutch moments, right? The last moments to capture a hill, that's when we've seen OpTic play their best, and that's why they're in this position right now. Nothing is safe for Space Station. You have to follow through. These 4 downs, they're nice, but they're not necessarily game over. Lucid with a great stick getting Space Station out of the hill.
I was almost going to question you as OpTic Gaming ended up going 3 down, but like you said, it's down to those final moments. Trippy getting that stick and just putting a thorn, and being a thorn in the side of Space Station Gaming, frustrating them at every single turn. Space Station are earning every single second of progression because APG, Lucid, Trippy, they continue to come at them. They continue to put that damage in, and now OpTic Gaming once again taking the lead on this hill. 27 seconds left, and that's exactly when we'll see an overshield as well. Formal making sure that every side is clear here, as Space Station Gaming are nowhere to be found. That's because they're headbutting straight towards the mid-hill. Lucid finds 1, but can't quite find 2. Space Station now sending bodies over towards this mid-hill. It's an absolute fight. Lucid takes down 1, reposts the second. Will it be enough? Apparently not. 3-2 Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, a bit of a desperate play, does his most, but not quite able to get enough, and now this game feels like it is over. You've given Stellar both the power weapons, overshield in the hands of Space Station. It's truly going to take a flawless play from OpTic to stop this one from going in SSG's favor.
OpTic already find themselves in the hill, and they really need to spend some time in there. They have to stop the clock, and as of right now, Space Station Gaming having that luxury of just turning this into a Slayer match, baiting out OpTic the same way that OpTic put them in time and time again to bait out that ball like they did in game number 1. The same time we've seen OpTic put Space Station in these awkward positions. Now it's OpTic the ones having the straight line. Now it's them having to dive over towards the hill, and SSG, all they got to do is clear them out just 1 or 2 good times. It looks like we are out of time here, and Space Station Gaming gonna steal that one. They are on the board, and I heard that every reverse sweep in a best-of-5 series starts with a Game 3 win. Are we gonna see just that?
Hey, you have to go down 2-0 to reverse sweep, right, Tony? It's the age-old tell for this game, and you know, it's a great victory for Space Station. I think it's a frustrating one as well, right? I think they played the better game at King of the Hill. They should have won, and they did win, but you have to question some of your efficiency, right? OpTic Gaming able to steal away that third hill, neutralizing that fourth and making it 2-2. At the end of the day, you do clutch up, but it just shows that OpTic Gaming, they're always going to make things mixy. If they have an opportunity to come back into a game, they're going to do so. I think in the macro sense, I think that game, 75% of it, maybe 80%, was the team of SSG playing a better King of the Hill game. But at the end of the day, the only tick that mattered is that last second.
Well, if you don't mind me asking you, does it mean anything that SSG beating OpTic Gaming on King of the Hill, which, like you said, you've actually called OpTic Gaming the best King of the Hill team in the league right now. We've also seen Space Station Gaming beat out FaZe on Oddball, which statistically is one of FaZe's best game types as well. And now we're going into an Oddball on Recharge. Or do you feel any confident now that SSG can take this game number 4, even though it wasn't the prettiest, it wasn't perfect, but hey, it's a grand finals, it's Halo, baby. It ain't gonna be perfect at any point in time. Do you have any confidence going into Oddball now that you know that SSG have literally just beaten FaZe for a darn good Oddball team?
We're talking about Space Station, right? How explosive this team can be. They're really built around their superstars, and well, I don't think there's any question that they can do it because they just sent OpTic 4 to the respawn screen. They have a camouflage to work with full shields. Unfortunately, he's gonna go down, but that's about as perfect of a start as you can get from Space Station.
How did OpTic go 4 down and Trippy just gets like that god spawn in there? I mean, he ends up going down, but I feel like Trippy gets the best spawn to make his presence known. And with that, he may have not gotten like that double kill that you wanted, but look, Space Station Gaming ends up going 3 down. And with that, OpTic take control, and all those Space Stations start with the 4 down. They start with the camo. They even had the shock at some point in time. OpTic, they steal everything right back.
It's crazy that Space Station has a perfect start, right? Okay. Formal found the head, Stellar found the grenade. That was a wild play, but hey, Space Station has a perfect start. 4 down, camouflage, everything you could want. But somehow OpTic Gaming equalized, and now they have an established lead in this game. I don't know how this keeps happening, Tony.
It's the OpTic effect. That's all I know. It's OpTic. You know, it's gonna happen. Like you said, you gotta fight for every last second. And it wasn't just on Live Fire King of the Hill. It's here on Oddball Recharge as OpTic take the lead once again, 30-12. Lucid with the shock rifle, and look how OpTic are able to influence those spawns. They know exactly where SSG is spawning over toward the A side, but knowing where they're coming from doesn't mean that you have an answer. And SSG break right through over towards tower, and now they're getting awfully close to that ball. OpTic Gaming, their setup gets broken. SSG now have a chance to watch every avenue on the map themselves.
Well, possibly a little impatient there from Lucid. Wanted to get towards that ball right away, but the numbers just couldn't facilitate it. Too many players from Space Station ready to take that fight. Although that distraction did allow APG to get away with the camouflage and Formal. I mean, he just doesn't need any help. He's able to take 2. He's getting the 3rd himself. Oh my God. Formal just absolutely obliterates Space Station, and they take the ball once again.
50 points and counting here for OpTic Gaming. APG just roaming around with this camouflage. It looks like Lucid off the screen was able to get a double kill, so sending SSG right back over toward the black screen. Bound gonna funnel right in. Lucid doesn't get the kill for that one, but Trippy has his back from across the map. Space Station Gaming struggling to gain any kind of real estate to get anywhere near this ball, all while OpTic Gaming are playing essentially 3v4. They have one person with the ball in hands, stealing away all this time, and SSG continue to struggle to get close to it.
He makes the over towards this ball, and really it's gonna come down to the spawn. Where does OpTic Gaming spawn? Space Station has to recognize and immediately get the ball to safety and then expand your way out to cover the crosses that OpTic Gaming can come from.
Penguin almost able to strong side his way out of that situation. Could have been huge, but the shock rifle will end up changing hands. Actually stays with Space Station, but Space Station go 3 down once again. 27 seconds needed for OpTic Gaming. APG immediately taking height. The nade's gonna land right onto Penguin. Perfectly placed grenade, and that's gonna slow down Space Station Gaming, who are already running out of valuable time.
Now, Space Station hasn't had a problem getting 3-4 down in this game. The problem has been on the follow-up. So often we see them have all of this advantage. OpTic Gaming coming 4 off spawn, but not able to execute upon the next play and allowing OpTic to get breaks. And that's why this game is so heavily in favor of the green wall thus far.
Hold on. Space Station Gaming get the 3 kills they're looking for. OpTic gonna be forced onto the black screen and off his spawn. SSG have an opportunity to influence those spawns, which OpTic have been doing them all game long, and that's 4 down for OpTic Gaming. SSG right on that ball. Trippy, the first one to spawn over toward the A side. Formal is next, and it looks like all of them are spawning up here, and that's where Camouflage loves to be. Right behind enemy lines, right off of spawn, right back into the action as OpTic go 4 down once again. Space Station Gaming right back into it. It's not done just yet. OpTic still have to slay them out. OpTic still have to get this ball, and Space Station Gaming are stopping them at every single turn.
Yeah, finally the narrative changes. The new chapter's written. Space Station get 3 down, able to cycle OpTic into a spawn. They play a little bit slower than their normal pace, but then once they get that second 4 down, the game completely changes. OpTic is struggling to push forward out of their spawn. The game basically equalizes, but you've given OpTic so much time. They only need 10 seconds to take this first round. It's desperation mode for Space Station.
And OpTic Gaming, they play the multitasking game so well. You send 2 over towards C to force the play ball. The other 2 wait towards batteries. At that point, they get first hands on that ball. But at the 99-second mark, it looks like SSG were able to stop them, but all they did was delay the inevitable. OpTic Gaming go up 1-0. They're 1 round away from taking the series.
Yeah, eventually the game gets to this when you give up too many points. Look at the time, it's just too far gone, and you have to make desperate plays, and well, desperate plays hardly ever work in your favor.
Now we get to see what Space Station Gaming are really made of. Backs against the wall. You're down 0-1 in rounds. You're down 1-2 in the series. You desperately need to send us into a Game 5 Slayer. Now we get to see what SSG are really about. And with that, they do end up starting the game off 4 down, and Camouflage does not get burnt. So once again, OpTic Gaming winning the opening break. What do SSG do off a spawn?
This is the problem, is you're gonna give up the power weapon of Formal. Camouflage, shock rifle, ball in their possession. Everything's going right. You have to talk about finding the ability to break. In this position, Dees makes the big plays. Formal tries to stay alive.
Formal down to 1 shot, but somehow able to play his life, and now right back in. He gets the call out from his teammate, knowing that Eco's on the gold side, clears him out. And with those numbers, that's going to be some valuable time coming in for OpTic Gaming. 3 down go SSG. There's just 1 more player to deal with. So not only are OpTic addressing that, not only are they sending bodies over to them, but they also have the ball in hand for APG. But where did Bound just come from? Wow, what a break by Bound.
Bound gets behind enemy lines, gets those couple kills, and it's going to force OpTic out of their strong position. But unfortunately for Space Station, there's no follow-up. They're not getting any time out of this play because of how fast OpTic Gaming was able to get back into this action and prevent them from getting to that ball.
2 down for Space Station Gaming. OpTic have the A side setup locked in. Formal continues to punish Space Station at every single turn. Stellar and Eco go down here. Formal understands that, doesn't overextend. He says, "Yep, let me come right back in. Let's extract out, get those kills, and then retreat back right back into our setup." Nobody from OpTic overextending. They continue to know where Space Station Gaming are spawning from, and they immediately have reticles trained on it. Space Station Gaming struggling right now with a 34-0 run. Luckily, the first kill goes for SSG. It looks like the second one does as well. This ball should be played out for OpTic and a bit of a reset.
I love how OpTic Gaming it feels like they take influence from the ocean, right? It's like a tide. It's a push and pull. They understand when they're given opportunities to expand, and they understand when they have to contract, and they're constantly switching up that dynamic, right? They're constantly pushing out, coming back in, pushing Space Station to vulnerable spots and taking advantage of that. And that's why it's been so frustrating, so hard for Space Station just to get time on the clock this round.
The moment they get kills on the map here is when they smell blood in the water, and like sharks, OpTic Gaming taking over this ocean, but somehow Space Station Gaming, despite being a 4v4, still snatch up that ball, rotate it over toward the Charlie side, still get the kill onto APG, and now OpTic Gaming weren't expecting that. It looks like finally they're able to get the kills, but that's a cheeky play now coming out of Space Station Gaming. By the time OpTic get involved, this ball makes it right off the map, and that's 19 seconds, like undeserved really for SSG.
Yeah, that's OpTic Gaming. They pull their numbers back, right? They try to open up space to push space to force Space Station to make a move. The problem is they just weren't quite fast enough to push out from that position. They let Penguin get around the corner with the ball, and eventually it leads to 22 seconds of ball time. And well, hey, I mean, sometimes Lucid's just gonna find an answer. I thought for sure he was gonna hit that triple. Oh my God.
Lucid currently 21 and 16, 8 assists to go along with it. But the side bound is matching them a bit there. A little bit more deaths, but one more kill. 7 assists at the moment here for Bound, and it's Stellar, the one who's able to steal away camouflage, but he finds himself in the middle of 3 different OpTic players, and that must be frustrating somehow, though. Stellar finds an exit route, finds a couple of shots onto the enemy team, and now OpTic are left guessing here. And by the time they find out where Stellar is, it's not when they want to. That's 3 down for OpTic Gaming. Stellar's still alive with the camouflage. Nade is down, chasing away Lucid, but the nade comes right back at him, and Stellar immediately gonna take height with that.
Although OpTic go 3 down and they don't have position towards the ball at all, Space Station not able to capitalize because of where the ball is down. Out in that open pit, hyper exposed to any angle. And well, it feels like a huge missed opportunity for Space Station. Instead of getting this game back to equal, they're gonna have to go for another couple fights of slays. And well, so far OpTic Gaming seem to have the answers of preventing Space Station from accumulating any time.
46 to 23 lead. OpTic Gaming do have control with a little over a minute on the clock. I can imagine OpTic don't feel comfortable. I mean, at 23 seconds, that's just one good break. That's just one good hold for Space Station Gaming. So you see OpTic immediately playing for that ball. Eco, despite having height, he doesn't have the numbers. He was in a 1v2, and that spells defeat for Space Station Gaming as they end up going 3 down, and OpTic Gaming past the halfway point with that ball time here. Bound taking a lot of damage here, but SSG, how will they break this setup that OpTic have continuously held on them?
Well, they're going to send a couple of numbers underneath. They're going to try to culminate all their resources at once, pushing from different angles. Unfortunately, that trade's going to shut things down short. And well, Trippy, he's at his namesake, but oh, talk about, hey, sometimes you're too well known at a certain flank. Am I right, Tony? He goes to his namesake's corner, and well, you had 2 players in Space Station ready for that flank, take him down right away. But OpTic Gaming still able to culminate the time. And once again, it's heads up play for OpTic Gaming. The second they feel the pressure, they play the ball out in open position. So even though they're going 2-3 down, it doesn't matter because Space Station can't easily access that ball.
34 seconds on the clock. Space Station Gaming were able to find that ball in hands, but OpTic had 4 members up and 4 members pushing. Lucid on the high ground onto tower side. Eco here with that shock rifle finds the backside of APG. Excellent shots onto him, earns himself the assist, and now just lining up the shock rifle. Can't quite find Lucid, who's able to get out onto the tower side. It looks like Space Station Gaming gonna end up resetting here, but look at that time, just 10 seconds left. Formal onto the seaside. That's gonna be a double kill coming in. APG making sure that nobody's able to make it towards that ball, and that includes Bound. Bound tries to find an avenue. It's not gonna happen. OpTic Gaming taking it 2-0. OpTic Gaming taking this tournament.
Phenomenal job at playing the ball, understanding when and when you can't hold it. Anytime Space Station was able to break into that ball, OpTic Gaming threw it out into the open position, said it's okay if we die because we're gonna come off respawn and we're gonna have opportunities to fight once again. A very frustrating and, you know, a little bit like your prom picture, Tony, an awkward game for Space Station, right? They weren't quite able to play how they like, and because of that, too much time comes off the clock and the opportunity to make the comeback just fades away.
There ain't no shot you coming after my prom picture. Let me tell you, man, I've always had swag. I've always looked good. I don't know what you talk. I don't know what you heard, but I promise you, check them championship Sunday outfits when I'm on.
Is that what you're calling your prom?
Go ahead and check them out, because I promise you that swag didn't start just recently. That's been here. I don't know who you've been talking to.
Hey, yo, I saw you gave me those IRS slips. I saw who's on bankroll, bro. I saw that you have a personal tailor. It's insane. I can't believe how much the HCS pays their casters, because I'm telling you, this man has a hatter and a personal tailor that makes his clothes for him. It's insane how much you spend on getting your swag on Sundays, and I can understand, because I saw the prom picture, Tony. I can understand why you need to do that.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I wouldn't give this man water if he was dying in the desert. I wouldn't give this man a single thing. So I'd say I give the IRS. I wouldn't give you a single thing. I wouldn't give you water if you were out in the desert. I don't know what you're talking about. I look good in prom. I look good at every land event. I look good yesterday. I'm gonna look good tomorrow. Hey, just because you got a haircut don't mean you can start acting different here. Your name is Tools. Don't act like one.
Hey, that is though. Hey, you got some swag on Sundays. Just like how OpTic has some swag in this grand finals. I really just appreciate how they play on a macro level and how they make games frustrating for their opponents. Right? It's not like Space Station didn't have their opportunities and they weren't getting team wipes. It's because of the lead up into plays that OpTic Gaming were able to put balls in frustrating positions that made it so that Space Station weren't able to get 20-30 seconds of free time. Every second Space Station got on this Oddball game was earned time. In the meantime,